All right, guys, today we're finally doing it. It's been months in the making. How's that Rio clone doing? Let's check it out. All right, thanks for coming back. So, I don't know if you remember, like 3 months ago, by the time of this recording, obviously, I did a video talking about doing a Rio clone, right? Because this bottle right here is super hard to find. And if you find one, it's like super expensive in some places. So obviously this bottle's gone. I have a sample of it right here that it was just too much headspace, right? So I took it out of the actual bottle. But it is the Rio clone. Let me put this up before I drop it. That's why it's good to have empty bottles, right? So in this hand is the Rio clone. No, in this hand is the Rio, not the Rio clone. In this hand is the Rio clone. So the Rio clone is in this jar. There's some sorghum syrup jar now that has been cleaned out. Look at the color on that thing. See how dark that is? So in the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, is a New American White Oak stave. And I put it in here. It's been aging for 3 months. Well, originally I put it on amburana wood, right? A small piece of amburana wood. And I put it in there for maybe 18 hours. Not long at all. And what I used was Benchmark Foolproof. Look, you can see that little piece of amburana wood. That's all it took, right? That's all it took. 18 hours. And it was not overdone, like, because everybody knows amburana too far, it gets weird. So what's going to happen is we're going to try this, and then that New American Oak stave that I talked to you about, go back and watch the other video. But I soaked it in honey. Yeah, I soaked it in honey for a couple days, and it just saturated, covered the entire thing, and then I took it out, put it into the jar, and we're going to see what it's all about. Okay, so let's go on to, in my new Baker Drinks, Glencairn. Go to Baker Drinks and get you one. This is the Rio, the regular Rio. Cinnamon, allspice. Now, they're doing a 75-21-4 mash bill MGP on top of this. I don't know what the Benchmark Foolproof mash bill is. Probably mash bill number 1. It's not weeded. This is really nice, actually. And I know everybody poo-poos flavored or finished whiskeys, but I really enjoy them, especially a finished bourbon. I don't know. There's something about it. I know. Call me a whatever you want. I don't care. Call me what you want in the comments. But I enjoy it. I think it gives it something different. Like, I can drink a regular whiskey all day long, like the regular Benchmark Foolproof, right? The regular one that before you did anything to it, it's a great bottle, right? For $15, $20, whatever it was. That's why I used this. So this one is going to be higher proof because this one is 98 proof. And this one obviously is foolproof, 125. So it is going to be a little hotter. We know that right off the bat, right? So let's get into the nose. It's really nice, but it does have some, like, a sharp edge on it. This is the original Rio. Let's get in the taste. It's nice. The honey's not really coming through that much, though. The amburana is very present. It gives it a cinnamon toast crunch type vibe. It's enveloping, actually, the palate. It's good. It's good. Not great. I mean, it's good. Would I buy a bottle? Absolutely. I would buy a bottle. So if anybody has a bottle out there and they want to do a trade or something, I'd be more than happy to. And I absolutely love doing experiments. That's one of the things I want to continue to do on this channel, is do experiments like the infinity barrel that I have right here that is turning out amazing. Go to badmotivatorbarrels.com and get you one of these infinity barrels. They're amazing. They're doing super cool stuff. This is American single malts and scotches and stuff like that are sherry finished. Oh man, it's turning out amazing. And then once that's aged for the rest of the year, I'm going to dump it and put a bunch of bourbon in it. Yeah, it's going to have quite a bit of that Benchmark Foolproof in it. All right, so let's move on to the clone. Obviously, it's going to be hotter, uh, heat and proof wise. Woo, honey. The Amberon is there, just barely. So I don't know if maybe now that it's been sitting, I might need to put it back on the Amberana for a minute, uh, because it's very honeyed, which I like. Right, I really loved Garrison Ladybird, right, because it was honey and cognac finished, really good, and it smells very similar to that. Mm. Oh, it's rich, viscous, dude. Oh, the honey, it's it is so viscous, like it not even making legs yet. Now that could be because of some of the viscosity from the honey. Okay, understand that. I did not. I took the stave out and put it in there. So yes, does it have honey in it? Barely. I got the honey off of it, but the stave was very wet when I put it in there, and I felt like that was the best thing to do because if you think of honey in itself, it's very viscous and it just goes wherever it wants, right? If you ever got some on your finger, you're like, it's dripped everywhere, right? So whenever they have a honey barrel, I don't know how they do it. I'm guessing they fill the barrel, put the honey in through the bunghole like most people do, right? And then they dump the barrel. They leave it for a month, a week, a year, who knows? Then they dump the barrel. Well, guess what? You're not going to get all that honey out of there. Even if it stops dripping, it's going to slowly leach out of that wood, right? And I can guarantee you that the Garrison honeydew is what it's called. They infused the honey into it, so they like almost heat up the barrel to where that honey goes deeper into the wood cellulose. So I'm just saying, I actually have to have a little bit more of that clone because I don't have a whole lot left, and I want to give it one more. Oh no, I have to drink a little bit more. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm actually gonna. Am I good? Yeah, I'll do a little bit of the regular Rio as well because we have to give it a fair shake. And this is just so I can verify if we're on the right track. This might be the last video. I'm not going to do a bottling video because it's literally one bottle. So let's go back into the regular Rio. This one, okay, now it's getting almost potpourri like. Wow, it's graham crackery. Well, I'm fogging up the glass. I'm breathing in it too much. It's a really nice bourbon. It really is. The finish is really nice on it. It's a leans a little more into the amberana than it does the honey because it has this cinnamon aspect to it, which amberana is not oak, right? You know that it's wood, but it's not oak. So just understand that. And when they're putting amberana, it's normally those big spirals, and they're on a chain, and they put a bunch of spirals in there. The only time I've seen an amberana barrel is with Crowded Barrel. They bought one and they said it was like $10,000 to buy that barrel. They've used it probably 10 times now, so take that for what it is. I might do that video as well because I feel like that's a really cool one. They did a side by side of their whiskey and then their amberana finished whiskey, and they gave two little 375 mils. And I might do a video on that. If you want me to do that video, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so this one, it's totally different. It's totally different than the Rio, the original Rio. This one is honey forward for sure, but the bourbon comes through. The bourbon is there, the cherry, the vanilla. So viscous, oily. The honey is there all day long. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it off camera because I don't want to spill it everywhere. I'm going to put all of that liquor back into here, and it's going to sit on this for a little bit longer. I might dump it in the morning, right? So it's, what time is it right now? It's 2:45 in the afternoon, right? I will probably let this sit I don't know. I might have to check it late tonight and see where it's at because Amberana infuses so fast. You leave it for too long, you've ruined an entire bottle. And all these months of work that we've put into it, I don't want to ruin it. But I feel like it does need a little bit more Amberana in it. And I can't get that little piece out of there. So, but I will tell you this here. There is like literally 2 drops of liquor in there, right? Could be oxidized or whatever, but it's been sitting on that Amberana for 4 months. So I'm hoping that made some sort of tincture with it, and this can kind of give me a better understanding of it in the future. So, will we have a part 3? I don't know yet. Okay. Well, okay. Wow, this one's the original Rio now is starting to smell like chocolate chip or something like cookie dough, and this is getting very similar to it. Let me try it now. Woo, too much, too much. Ah, that's so. So don't leave it in there for 3 months. Good Lord. I mean, and that was like 3 drops, maybe. Good Lord, that's a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like, it can literally alter the entire thing. I could probably pour that into the thing and it would be enough. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to end up ruining it. Yeah, this one just has more Amberana. The original, I'm going back to the original, sorry. It just has more Amberana note of it. The honey is barely there. Barely there. I'm not going to make too long of a video. I'm sorry. Let me get a little drink of water. Oh, no. Help me, Jesus. Oh, gosh. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. Be different. Okay, so that the rest of that is I'm not going to drink. That is not great. Oh gosh, I'll do that a punishment pour or whatever. That's what they call it, right? Anyway, thank y'all all so much. I might film me pouring that back in there on my phone later. If I do, I'll put it in the B-roll part of this at the end or something like that. All right, guys, I told you I was going to do the B-roll of this Rio clone. Let's get it in there. I'm using a funnel so I don't make a huge mess, but bubbling. I just want to get a little bit more Amberana love in here. Look at that. Told you it had a New American Oak stave in there. All that char and everything. It's gonna be good stuff. All right, I will double check this later tonight, and then I will maybe do a little short video tomorrow or something like that to tell you if it's finished or not. I'm only gonna let it sit for maybe a couple more hours because I just want to get a little bit more cinnamony part to it. The honey, dead on. The honey is actually better. Super viscous, dark, rich. It's dessert pour for sure. I'm so excited about it. And once I get done with the entire thing, I'll put a post on YouTube or wherever, and I'll do a break. Maybe my next live, I'll do a giveaway of a sample of it. It could be a large sample, like a 4-ounce sample or something like that. If y'all are into that, just let me know. And I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and everything I'm doing. I know I need a haircut. Like this Jerry curl ain't doing it for me anymore. We thank the Lord that I have hair, right? Because that old video of the clone #1 was not no hair. Y'all be good. Think about the Patreon if you want to support monetarily. I'd greatly appreciate it. You can get in for as little as $1 a month. So if you want to get in on that, go over there. And until next time, keep your spirits up.